Hello everyone. Happy Saturday. Good afternoon. We can just wait for one more minute and then we can start this audio event. Meanwhile, I can give my little introduction. So, I'm Shrikant Pandey. I'm having 8 years of experience as a QA engineer. I have started my journey with manual testing. Later on, worked on some web and API projects, as well as got some exposure to work on performance testing. Okay. And then I thought I should start contributing to the society. So for that reason, I have started looking on some topic, some idea where I can contribute to the society and that can also impact others. So for that reason, today I came here with my views, with my thoughts for the candidates as well as for the interviewers, so that if you are planning for any interview, or if you are planning to conduct any interview, so how you can think of what you have to do. If you are a candidate, then you have some different thoughts. In a similar way, if you are an interviewer, you must have some different thought process. So for all those reasons, I came up with some list of reasons, some list of inputs that can add value to you as well as the society and the industry. So we can, start first with the interview tips for engineering fresher graduates. And these inputs or these tips are not only for the freshers, I can say, these are also valuable for the experienced candidates who are not into the interview process for, for 4 years or 5 years, but now they are looking for the job. So what they have to do if they are planning to start giving the interviews. So first of all, I will start with the fresher point of view. Okay, so for the freshers, when they complete their engineering or they finish their degree, they have to first of all clear the interview, then only they can start their professional journey. Okay, so for that, this is very haunting process for them. So for that reason, I can give you some ideas, some tips that can resolve your this fear, or can reduce this fear. So for that reason, I can suggest you some pointers. First of all, you have to research about the company. You have to understand about the business, about the product, about the services, and about the mission of the organization. This can help you to answer in a better way during the interview process. In a similar way, try to prepare an clear and concise resume, and must sure that you should highlight your skills, achievements, and academic background in your resume, because your resume is the first point of contact for any interview. So make sure that you should prepare in a well manner. Next, you can make sure whatever you are mentioning you in your resume, you must aware of. Sometimes what happened, that what I have figured out when I am into the interview, what I have realized, that some of the candidates mention n numbers of certifications, or sometimes they mention n number of projects, but they are not able to answer all of them. So there is no need, or there is nothing can add value on your resume if you add something which you are not able to answer. So try to add only those things which you are able to answer or which you are able to handle. Next, you can try to practice your communication skills. Yes, that is also important for any interview, because when you are into the interview, whether it's a technical or non-technical interview, the interviewer are looking for the candidates who has good communication skills. So for that reason, you can start preparing yourself. If you are a fresher, then there are some common questions like, tell me about yourself, what you want to work for this company, what are your strengths and weaknesses. So these are very common questions. You can prepare well for these questions. You can write the answers in your notebook. Try to read out those in front of mirrors, so that you can get the confidence. If you have confidence, you can show that confidence into the interview process, and might be interviewer can understand that yes, he has some skill set and he can manage those things when we will deploy this particular candidate to the client location. So this is also important. As a fresher, you must have not much experience into the projects, but you have some skill sets. You must have some you must have done some trainings. So try to mention those trainings, highlight those internships. If you are an experienced one, then that's good thing that you have some real time experience. You can mention those POCs or some demos if you did on some any upcoming or some tech skills which are very in demand. So those things you can mention, but make sure that if you are mentioning, you are able to answer. You must have knowledge about those skill sets which you are mentioning in your resume. As a engineer, some technical skills, I mean, interviewer can ask some technical questions, so you must brush up your skills. If you are a fresher, if you are from CSE or EC or any background, you must be good enough from your domain at least. If you are experienced one, if you are into the front end dev, QA or back end dev, you must be good enough to answer all the questions related to your tech skills. So that is also most important, which I figure out. Next is, during the interview, try to give only precise answers. There is no need to give long answers. Sometimes what I have observed when I am taking the interviews, like candidates are giving the answers from here and there. They are trying to make fool the interviewers. So sometimes maybe you have a luck, you can make fool. But if an interviewer can judge and analyze that you are making fool to him, there is very less chance that you can get selected. So try to be concise with your answer and stick to the point. Next, what I figure out or what I think of, that mock interviews are very important. If you are trying to give any real time of interview, so before that, try to go for any mock interviews. There are so many platforms which are available for the mock interviews. Even you can also go and give the mock interviews to your friends also. There is no harm. With these interviews, you can get the mistakes. Might be some mistakes you are going to do on your real interview. Those you can't rectify. But if you are into the mock interviews, if you do some mistakes, you can rectify them and you can prepare yourself in a better manner. So what I feel, that mock interviews play an important role for any candidate. So that you have to understand. Next, if you are going for any interview, then prepare very well as dress in a proper manner. Wear formals and make sure that you are comfortable and confident enough. If you are going for any virtual kind of interview, then in that case, in the virtual interview, please make sure that your camera should be on, proper light should be there. You are only focusing on the camera instead of looking for here and there. Okay, so these are very important things. If you are going for any interview, try to arrive early for the interview, to give yourself enough time to find the location and prepare yourself mentally. Sometimes what will happen, that these situations make the candidate panic and they are not able to handle the situation. Sometimes you getting late, and even though you have knowledge, but because of that panic situation, you're not able to give the answers in a proper way. So that can also impact. So try to be early for any interview. Another point which I can say, that try to show your interest for the job and for the company by asking some questions that can express that you are also interested for the position and you have some ideas for the betterment of the organization. Okay, so in that case, you can have better chances for getting a selection in that job interview. The last one which I can also add as a last pointer for the candidate, I mean, if you are into the off campus interviews, then you can also send a thank you mail to the conducting member, I mean the recruiter or the interviewer. Okay, so in that way you can build up a connection. Even though you got selected or you are not selected, it doesn't matter, but you can make the connection. So these are all the pointers which I can think of, that if a candidate can have before starting this interview journey, then they have better chances to get success. Now, I think we can also discuss some pointers for interviewers also, because the hiring process, right? This hiring process is very important and it is very crucial for the organization also. Because if if I'm a recruiter and I'm going to recruit some of the members, I'm going to recruit for some opening and not able to select a proper candidate for the organization, it means there is a very I can say problematic condition for the organization. Okay, so it is very important situation for the organization. Now we can discuss something related to interviews. So job interviews are crucial steps, which I have already told, and that allowing interviewers to evaluate candidates and determine if they are good or fit enough. So for that, I can say that the interviewer can do follow steps or can follow some tips for an effective interview. So if you are a candidate who are working for an organization for so long, now organization can expect that you should hire some good people in the organization. So how you will going to do that thing, that is also important. How you will start that journey, how you will start begin this new journey as an interviewer, so that is important. So for that I am going to share some tips which I am following right now as a recruiter. So first of all, you can review the candidate's resume before the interview. Yes, it is very much important, because from review point of view you can understand basic about the candidate, you can understand about his education, work experience and skill set, and accordingly you can plan things like whether he is suitable for the company or not. Next, if you analyze the resume, then you can prepare set of questions in advance with respect to the resume as well as with respect to the opening, because it is very much important that you must have some list of questions which are relevant for the opening as well as for the candidates. It doesn't matter you are a recruiter and you are asking some irrelevant question, there is no point. So you have to be ready so that you can save your time as well as candidates time, so that is also required. And during that preparation, you must have some questions from the behavioral point of view. You have to make sure that how candidates will behave in different questions, just to understand his thoughts about the situations, handling different or difficult situations. You have to assess them whether he is a team member or individual contributor. So all these things you can analyze if you have set of questions. Next, you can provide information about the company and the opening. Yes, that is also important, because if you will provide the expectation about the opening from the candidate, they can understand that yes, it is relevant opening for him or not. Because if there is any kind of misunderstanding or mismatch between the candidate and the company expectation, there is no there is no way to resolve it. Because at the starting you will try to conduct that interview, you will select the interviewer, but what will happen, once you will select the candidate, what will happen, he will not going to join your company because he is not aligned with your position, your company vision, right, the expectation. So you must have to clear this thing before the actual interview. Next is, you have to set a comfortable environment. Yes, you have to make sure that the environment is comfortable for the interview, so that the candidate can start the conversation in a good way, and this conversation can lead to more insightful and detailed responses if candidate have better experience or better feeling about the environment. So this is the pointer. Next pointer which I think of, that start from the basic. Yes, start an interview with some basic questions, and that can be an effective way to set up the tone and build up the confidence in the candidate. Basic questions can help the candidate to ease into the interview and get comfortable with the format and the process. So if he is comfortable, might be he is able to answer some tricky questions also. So try with basic. Next one is listen carefully. Yes, you as a recruiter or as an interviewer, you must listen carefully the candidate during the interview process. because then only you can understand candidates qualification and gain insights into their character, work ethics, and communication skills. Pay, pay close attention to the candidate's response to your questions and try to ask some follow-up questions to clarify his answers. Next one is offer some assistance. Yes, the interview is a daunting process, as I already told you, for the interviews, and sometimes because of this, some candidates get nervous, and as a result, they are unable to answer properly, even though having proper knowledge of that area. So remember, if candidate is struggling to answer the question, offer some assistance, rephrase the question, provide some additional context so that he can answer that question. Okay, so that can also boost up the confidence for the candidate. Next is, don't bound yourself to some limits, time limits. I mean, I know that within 1 hour or 1.5 hours you have to finish off the interview, but try to give proper time to the candidate also. Okay, so for that, what you can do, try to set list of questions and try to prioritize them, and according to the priority you can ask the questions and the candidate can answer them. So if you have the questions in a priority way, then you can, I mean, get the things in an effective way, and you can also give proper time to the candidate also. The last one, take notes and provide detailed feedback to HR. Yes, taking notes during the interview and provide detailed feedback to HR is an important aspect of hiring process. Taking notes during the interviews can help you to remember important pointers, details about the candidates, which you can share to the HR in a detailed form, and that can also specify or I mean, give the reasons behind your decisions. So these are the important pointers for any new interviewer during the interview. So I mean, these are the things which I have, and I think that I have covered all the pointers that came in my mind right now. I hope this audio event definitely gives some insights to freshers as well as experienced resources in the industry. Please stay in touch for more audio events. I will try to come up with some more topics that can add value to the community and the industry. Thank you. See you soon in the next audio event.